Okay, so I have not uploaded like anything for like forever because I'm just a fucking lazy bum and I could not be asked. But I did say something about doing a podcast, and well, I got two people to join me on this podcast. Say hello to Sanae. I don't know if I actually say that right now that I think about it. I said it a different way every single time I talk to Sanae. So, hello.
Yo, yeah,
And
that's fine.
I've just thought about that. I literally said it a different way every single time I talk to you. And Azay.
What's
Isaiah
up?
is also.
Yeah,
So,
Isaiah is also, yeah, but Zay is fine.
so I've just wanted to do a Melty Blood podcast for a while, but like I was thinking about like not doing it because like, you know, people who are washed up making a podcast about something, how original. But hey, the big difference is that I'm not white, I'm black. So that means I think I'm allowed to do this, you know. So there are a couple of topics that we're going to talk about in this video. It's going to be a bit of a discussion, probably about like an hour. It might reach to 90 minutes. I have no idea how long this will take, but you know. First things first, I wanted to introduce the people who are going to be talking with me for the next hour or so. So I did that already, but there are a few introductory questions I want to ask them in order to help you guys understand who these people are. I mean, you've probably seen them on the LGNA if you've been there like at all within the last like 3 years. Honestly, we both like me and Zay are like 2021 players, and Sanae, I don't even know when Sanae hopped on. 2020. 2019?
It was, yeah, it was like 2020. It was like the first year of COVID.
Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to introduce us with a couple of questions I'm going to ask them real quick, a little interview style, and then we'll start talking about the other topics I want to talk about today. So first things first, who or what got you guys to play MBAC? I don't really care which one of you starts first.
Do you want me to go first or?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. So when I didn't originally have like any plans of playing this game. I didn't have like anybody to convince me to play it, but I was like a serial like net player for Melee. Even before like Slippy and everything came out. So like I was doing like delay based Melee, which is super scuffed.
On Parsec or was it?
No, it was
on Dolphin and then Anther's Ladder. Yeah.
Anther's Ladder.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if people even know what that is anymore. But
not,
yeah, I
remember
played on there all the time.
It was dog shit.
It was terrible. Yeah, people were like, if you think like people are toxic in like other fighting games or like this fighting game, like it was a different world. Like people were crazy. But yeah, I used to play that like all the time, and I over COVID like decided to just read Tsukihime because I was just looking for things to do, and I heard that there was a fighting game for it, and I just tried it. So
wait! You're the first Rogue player to have read Tsukihime?
Yeah, I read Tsukihime before I'd seen some of the Kara no Kyokai movies, but not all of them. But yeah, I read Tsukihime, and then I played this game. And I've only played Ryogi because she was on like a list of characters that was like easy to play. And
I know the exact list you were talking about.
Yeah, well, there was that. That was like one component. And the other component was Scrawlett said in his top tier, or not top tier, like his tier list video, that F Ryogi was like the best character in Blood Heat, and I was like, yo, like that sounds cool. So kind of
set you up for failure.
But
okay,
yeah, I always had in the back burner like I kind of want to play Akiha because I thought Akiha was cool, and I saw like Goichi play Akiha in like a couple videos. So yeah, but that's kind of that's how I got into this game in like really late 2020, 2021 is like when I first entered a bracket. But yeah.
Okay. And for Sanae, I've never actually heard your story. I knew a little bit about Zay's, but I've never heard yours.
It's when I was a kid, like probably like 11 or something. Yeah, I was like, I don't know, like my dad would never buy games or anything, or my parents would never buy games frequently. So I spent a lot of time just like going through on the internet looking up Dojin games. There's one site that was in particular called Dojin Style that I would download a lot of shit from. And so I came across like Melty Blood Accidenza version B2 at that time, and I was just like, oh, this game looks kind of cool. Right? It's PC.
Oh, okay.
Or I think it's just version B. I don't remember.
Okay. Do you have contacts in here?
And what was your first character?
Okay. Is this yours?
No. Sorry, I was just talking to my roommate for a sec. What was I saying? My first character at that time, I just picked Nania and did 236 because I thought it was cool. I didn't know how to do any combos. I didn't know how to do jump cancels. It was a novelty game, and then I stopped playing it. And then like a bunch of years passed, and I actually started playing fighting games more frequently with like a larger friend group. And my first character was H-Kkohaku, actually. And I played her for a while, and then I went to see Sots, and I played Sots for a while, and then I went to see Sanae, and I got bored of her in like a week. And then when I started playing more frequently in LFGNA around like 2020, it was because Skeleton kept my local community would run events like just like online brackets and things, and I was just like, okay, this is gonna be like an easy win. And then Skeleton would join every single time at the last second, and I was just like, this is fucking annoying. I'm tired of losing to her. So
free bracket and like, yo, this is some free money.
It's like free bracket, and I was like, Skeleton joins, and I was just like, how? I was like, how did you even find this out? You're not even in the community. Where are you coming from? So I kept getting tired of losing. And then I think before or after that, it was Battle of the B-. That was the first net play bracket I entered, and at the time I was playing. I was maining Sihime. And then I don't know. And then after a while, I was like, okay, enough Sihime. I want to pick up CR because Koki and Goichi make her look dumb, and that's when the game really started to feel like it opened up. And now I guess I'm mostly on C-Tono, but yeah.
I mean, you guys probably know like the basis of my story, but I feel because Sanae went all the way back, I think I should also go all the way back, because at least that way I won't be retreading the story that you guys all know. So like, my family is in a similar situation as Sanae. My dad actually got bankrupt, I think, in 2008 during the financial crisis. So like, we had a PS2. We don't have one anymore. I literally don't know what happened to it. It probably got sold, honestly. But I was always playing like games on my phone or like playing emulated games. So like, actually, I watched Worcester, like the Sonic and Pokemon speedrunner, and he was playing Sonic Advance 3, I think. And I was like, holy shit, that game is like so cool. And then I played that game for like a long time, and I actually got really good at speedrunning it. In fact, I actually found like a task specific tech for Sonic Advance 3 just by playing it on my phone all the fucking time in like in class. I was like, holy shit, there's this task specific thing that I found out for like a team that nobody even used anymore. But like, I'm not going to go too much into depth in that. But I also played Super Smash Bros, but I didn't play Melee. I played 4 because I was a 4 kid. I joined Facebook groups at like the age of 13 to do like some like team Super Smash Bros 4 shit, like on Anther's Ladder. So I also after Smash 4 kind of like ended because we all went to Wii U and I didn't have a Wii U because again broke. I played Super Smash Flash 2. I was mostly a lurker in the community. Like, I was in the Discord, but I literally never said anything in the Discord. I know a little bit about what was happening, but like during one of the big patch droughts, I went to gacha games, and this is important, by the way. I know I talk about gacha.
Big mistake.
Yeah. Okay. So the first one was Your Gallia Lost, But then I got convinced by a friend to play Grand Blue Fantasy, and that's the one I'm still playing right now. And I was literally in the hospital, and I was like, you know what? I'm stuck in the hospital. I'll play Grand Blue Fantasy. And one of the people that got me in Grand Blue Fantasy and Dragalia Lost was a good friend of mine that you all know, Chester, Top Hat Jester.
Oh, so I didn't know that.
That's where I met him. And he was like, yo, Amla, you play fighting games, right? And I was like, no, I mostly just play Smash games. But I'll play a fighting game if it's free. And he's like, this game has rollback netcode. So because of that, you could probably play this game even on your dog shit laptop that doesn't have Ethernet. So I was like, okay, sure. And that's how I played Melty Blood as my very first fighting game. The Evernote list that had like easy to play characters had H-Kkohaku on it. So that's why I played H-Kkohaku to start off with. And that's how I learned the game. And I remember the event that made me like really interested in actually getting good was like the beginner 10v10 that Web hosted. I don't remember who I played because most of the people I played are no longer in the community with us because they just went to other games, I think. But I lost to like I played versus a Nero player and a Nania player in a 10v10 that took like forever, and I did relatively well, but it like was really pissing me off that every single time I got a hit, that all would happen was I get a 2A meaty and nothing else. And I was like, man, I'm fucking smoking this guy in neutral. What the fuck's why am I not getting anything else? And I was like, I'm too bad to play H-Kkohaku, so I'll play H-Kkohaku instead. And then I'll eventually swap over to H-Kkohaku once I'm good at the game TM. And well, I never swapped. I've been on H-Kkohaku the whole time. And Lord Knight, like watching Lord Knight and Garu's VODs on the character made me think that this character was like really cool. And then I pretty much flunked college to get good at this character. Like that's an open secret at this point. But like I really enjoy H-Kkohaku, Combo Theory, and Oki like a lot. It helps that like the Oki is like so strong and brain dead that even I can do it. So like, you know, that is a big part of it. But like with that out of the way, with introductions, do you guys have any names for this like podcast that we're gonna do? I actually couldn't think of anything. Like I had like a couple of ones, but they were all like super putty. I'll share their last.
I did not even consider it. Yeah. Giving us a name. We probably should have instead of just like the Melty podcast or something.
What happens when NBC decides that they want to get a piece of this Melty Blood content creation pie and they make their own podcast? We lose the rights to that.
Yeah. We can come up with a name. Well, what do you have in mind?
I had like, you know how L and R are like they sound the same in Japanese, so I did something like the Melty Brothers, like Melty Blood, Melty Blood, and then I was like, man, that name's like high key stupid. Someone else will have a better one. And well, I'll just ask people in the community. Like somebody in the community will likely have a good name. Like this won't be like when I named my characters combos the Bopper Loops, and now everybody complains that I call them that, and they have to call them that on commentary. Somebody will have a decent name for it probably, and if they don't, we can just do the Melty Brothers, and it'll be sort of funny, I guess.
We can come up with something.
Hey, next thing was Climax of Night. The very last one happened last year. Holy shit. It feels like it does not feel like 7 months have passed. Not 7. Wait, is it 7? November, December, January, February, March. It's the end of March though. It's like 6 months have passed since Climax of Night, and man, it will be missed. Did you guys got anything you want to talk about in regards to Climax?
I wish I was there.
What were you
it is what it is. I don't know. I was just working and it's a combination of working and saving money and not wanting to travel to the United States particularly.
Yeah. Being financially responsible.
I talked about the climax like right after I went, but I feel like it's a fucking podcast, so we might as well all talk about it a little bit more in regard. Like I did the Melty led interviews, and it's like, man, like looking back on it, I most definitely probably should have like done those like slightly better. Like if I'm looking back on it, I would have probably actually have interviewed top 8 and found someone to translate Koki Ta and well, Mao, I don't even know how to say his name.
Moai.
Because Moai, yeah. In regards to getting like an interview, but like I didn't want to bother with all that. Like right after the event happened, with like 0 to no warning. So I just did like everyone who's not in top 8 because it sounded like funnier in my head. Like let's hear all the losers from the black. What did they got to say about it?
Yeah, editing those was funny.
I got more people. Like Zay, who did you knock out of the bracket? Because I remember all the people I knocked out of the bracket being like really funny about it to be when I took the
I beat you. I know.
Yeah.
I beat Onion. Who else did I play? I played Dalek. Dalek beat Smo. Actually, I was pretty worried I was gonna have to play Smo.
Hime bracket is one of those. Wait, not Hime.
FPC, yeah.
FPC.
And then before that, like pools. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't remember my pools matches. You know what? I actually played for some fucking reason. Every time I go to an offline bracket, I always have to play the Efro from New York. What the Lem, bro? I had to play fucking Lem.
Bro,
That shit is
I
like
hate playing
I've had to play Lem offline like probably like 5 or 6 times.
He's so scary for like no reason.
You might get lemmed.
Yeah, I almost got lammed, and Skeleton was like cheering for them, and I'm like, damn, like what the fuck? But yeah, that's everybody had to play. Yeah.
When it came to climax, I remember most of my games because I just remember people by characters and how annoyed I was at having to play them. There was the CSATs. They weren't good at the character though, so I kind of steamrolled them, which is very nice. Whenever you play that character, you don't have to get Sinduried off of every hit. It's like, damn, this could almost be a playable video game. Right after that, I think I got knocked into losers by Deus, who I was projected to win against, but I was like, I have not played it versus White Land in literal 2 years. Like the last time I played versus White Land was, I think Deus himself in like some random bracket. And I was like playing into Nick and Bell really frequently back then, so I was actually way better at versus that character than I am now. Even though right now I'm a better player. So I was kind of expecting to like lose versus Deus, but I kind of got mad the way I lost because I kept getting like 5C instead of command throw, and that lost me like several interactions that would have otherwise won me the round or game. So it was like, man, that felt bad, but it's like on one hand, I barely played into that character, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Deus is really good too, and the other thing is that like I feel like you're really good at the C Whiteland matchup from like watching you play against Nick. Especially in that Frosty set last year, like you were pretty clinical with that shit.
But Nick pissed me off with her character so much. I watched so many replays of what that character does. Oh god, I hate playing versus that character too. I just try to play in a way that doesn't lose to what Nick will do.
Yeah, I just think that like FY Line, like you do have to play different because like her reversals call for like different things, and like if you're at a spacing where you can't punish the EX Ice, like you kind of just have to hold that, you know what I mean? She's just an annoying character.
Annoying fireball character.
Yeah.
And then after Deus, it was Johan losers. They went from Hime after they lost game 1 to Nero. The Nero was slightly scarier, but I still won. Then it was Scrot. I was actually expecting to get knocked out of the turn to Scrot, but I was like, hold up, I can do this. Yeah, I mean Scar's still good, and I was like, if he played C Silent, I was expected to lose, but he luckily gave me a freebie on C V Silent, and I actually have experience into that.
I don't think it's a freebie, to be honest.
Well, you know, it's not a freebie,
is good
on my character. Like my character like beats CV Sion like relatively handily, and I know how to play that matchup because there's a lot of goofballs in LGNA that play that character. So it's like it's harder to get like matchup checked by that character than it was like
Yeah.
maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah, the thing about C Scion into like H Moon is that like you really don't have any options. Like you actually have to hold the gunshot shit. Like you can't EX guard any of it. So I get what you mean.
Yeah, like
I would have been
was way scarier.
I would have been surprised if you lost, honestly.
I mean, if he
But-
played C Scion from the beginning, it was like potential. I wouldn't have been as surprised, but since he gave me like not a freebie like you said, but like it's a lot easier to play into CV Scion as H-Kkohaku than it is C Scion.
Yeah.
So, and then it was versus you, and I like, man, I hate F Akio so much. There are too many characters in this game that I hate too much, but like
She's a robber character.
I wouldn't mind it so much if like I just could interact with her at all. But like that, my character doesn't interact with anybody on defense, so it's like I don't even know what I was expecting versus that character.
She's a police officer, bro. I hate that character. I despise that character so much, dude. Let me.
I mean,
dude, let me do something, bro. Don't just put down the pit and be like,
nah. It's you can RPS with it though.
Yeah, but it's the most annoying type of RPS.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Will I
But
stand block the pit, or will I crouch block it and just continue blocking afterwards? How exciting!
She's
I
fair
don't know.
because like
I've come to realize it's.
I don't know.
She's slow.
Yeah, she's slow, and you have like 99 seconds to play the game because she does like 3,000 damage per combo. So
Yeah, but I do like 2,000
Yeah.
damage, so it still hurts. Unless
yeah,
get, like,
I mean it's mutual regardless of the matchup you're playing, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean to be honest, like I think she's really good. Like I think she's the more I play her, like the more I actually do think she's probably better than I give her credit for. And like some of her bad matchups are not as bad as people say.
I think she floats around the high tier.
Yeah, like probably the top, near the top, you know.
Yeah, just under.
There's like so many characters you could argue about for being at the top of high tier, honestly. Like there's H-Kkohaku, there's H-Kkohaku, there's F-Kkohaku, there's like I think most people have like vastly improved their opinion on H-Len over the last like 2 years, but you used to argue about her being in that top part of the high tier before everyone like agrees that she's like closer to top than she is high.
Yeah, I mean, oh, you can go.
I was just gonna say, I think the tier list, I think the character strength in general is a lot, like, the game is a lot tighter than people like to say it is in terms of character strength. And like, I think it has less to do with like the overall strength of the character and more like the strength of the character when they can achieve, like, if they can achieve a specific situation or set up a specific situation that like is just highly advantageous to them versus overall strength. Because if you're like, people can say like, oh, like C-Neko sucks, but if C-Neko manages to hit you near the corner into castle, it doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter what character you're playing. Like, you're just gonna get.
C-Neko sucks is that she had bad neutral, but like if you get hit in neutral, you just it's hard.
Kind of like why the tier list, a lot of the. Yeah, but like neutral in this game is so tough because the screen is so fucking small. That's why like people are like, oh yeah, like F-Hime, she just walks back, and I'm like, bro, the screen is not that big. She can only walk back so far.
Like the issue with F-Hime is that she walks past so fast. Like this is like,
yeah,
you like 2C to like claim some space, and then she whip punish your 2C from half screen away. How cool!
You'd be surprised though. Like there are some matchups where like, I mean, I'm just gonna give an example. Like I think that Hime wins this matchup, but like F-War, for example, like the proximity guard in his orbs like actually gives her a problem because like she can't always just walk away the way that she can in other matchups. And like I feel like a lot of the top tier matchups for her are like that, where like you can't really just walk away, like you kind of have to interact. And if you don't interact, like what are you gonna do? You're just gonna double jump flight and then fly across the screen, and then like it's just the situation reset, you know? So I don't know.
That's one of the cool things about this game is that like there's a whole bunch of fuck ton matchups and nobody can play all of them. So like everybody has like a decent bit of sliver of knowledge about how to play X matchup and try to win. And
Yeah.
this game requires such good decision making. Like I genuinely don't think anyone in NA or probably even in JP outside of like a couple of JP players has like the necessary patience to play neutral in this game super well. Like I think that's why Ta won Climax, for example, because the way that Ta was approaching neutral at Climax was like super duper patient. And like it's probably more common in like some other JP player VODs, like the C Tono player. I'm really bad with JP player names, by the way.
Narusara.
Yeah, Narusara. Like the way he probably plays Tono is probably like super a good example of that sort of patience that you need in order to get people to make mistakes in neutral.
Yeah. I mean, part of it is just matchup stuff too. Like,
Yeah.
when you think about it, like what characters did Top play into that like he didn't have the control neutral where like people had to come to him, you know what I mean? Like I was thinking about that, like I kind of made a mistake not playing Hime against Top because I don't think he would have been able to just hold like a fort of mirrors the whole time, you know what I mean? But I played fucking Ryogi. So-
That's what you were comfortable with. Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's what I played in the friendlies, but I should have at least tried it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think neutral in this game is like from the last, I guess I've been playing Tono for I guess like 2 years now, or probably time fucking flies. Initially it felt like coming from Arc, it felt like there was, and I think this applies to like a lot of the strong characters overall, or a lot of the more offensively oriented characters, that it feels like you have a pressure to hit the opponent. So then it feels like you always have to be doing something. And if you're not doing something, like immediately, like always hitting a button in the air or always closing space so that you can get to your ideal range, so you can set up a half charge mix up or threaten a command grab or
Right.
XYZ, whatever. Like a lot of the stronger characters can kind of just like leverage all of those things just by virtue of being in close proximity to you, or they can set it up off of like Okizeme, like Satsuki or stuff like that. But for a lot of the characters that may not necessarily, that like are typically assumed as weak because they don't possess those traits, like Citono being
a being. I think Sanae had.
Yeah, I think something happened.
So we'll get back to what Sanae was going to say about Citono in a bit, but like on a very similar topic, I know exactly what Sanae means about the will to press a button. Like I see this happen so many times through my own play, but with me it's not usually pressing a button, it's air dashing. Like there are times where I'll be playing a set and I'll be like very tight, and then I'll realize like halfway through, like, yo, I'm getting hit out of the startup of my air dash so often that the issue is not like the air dash is bad, it's just that I need to just like fucking neutral jump, press nothing, and land more, and let people like overextend trying to catch my air dash startup or something like that. And
sorry about that.
No, you're good.
fine. And like the thing is, like, if I was just like, I notice it a lot. Like when I play versus Alps, like there's sometimes he'll be smoking my shit because I'll be air dashing too much, and then I'll be like, yo, what if I jump and I don't air dash and I just fall to the ground, and see how he reacts to that. And it's like, oh, I can get a lot more. I have a lot more space in neutral when I'm feinting the air dash by just neutral jumping in that certain space, or like forward jumping as well. Anyway, so now you can finish what you were saying about pressing buttons.
Yeah, like it just feels more like with those sorts of characters, you have to leverage, you really have to have a good understanding of threat range and the way certain responses will like happen from the opponent based on like the threat range, and then the understanding that you're not really at as much risk as it can feel a lot of the time. Like if you just if you're just jumping around and you're not air dashing, and like you're not double jumping or doing any sort of movement that will leave you open, then the only way the opponent can really hit you is either through air throwing you or dragging you to the floor and trying to guard break you. Besides that, or like catching your jump. Besides that, if they can't do that, then you can move around a lot safer. Conversely, if you're playing a character like on the ground, and let's say you do a block string that pushes you outside of the opponent's threat range, now I think when I played C-Arc, I'd be like, oh man, that's annoying. Like, I pushed myself too far out. How am I gonna like create threat now? Whereas the mentality I have now is like, okay, I've pushed myself outside of anything that they can do. I don't have to go back in. I just have to watch and see what they're gonna do next, because I know I'm safe at this range. And having that mentality, I feel like, has changed my view on how to set up situations or just present things. Take these sorts of like weaker characters and make them feel stronger. Or I guess that's more like what their game plan is centered around, which I think is overlooked often in this game because there's so many characters that have like singular strong tools that the game kind of centers around.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, C-Row is like an obvious one, but I don't know. Like, I think like I've been playing more H-Kkohaku. I'm like trying to like get really good with her, and I have like a similar thing where like on H-Kkohaku, and I think I've gotten better at it with her, but like I overcommit a lot. And, like if somebody like jumps out, like I immediately try to like adjust and like get a hit on them, or like put them in a spot where I can like get a hit. But like obviously that's not viable on C, and like any other like lower tiered character. I don't want to say not like low tier literally, but you know, like just character that's like not as good. Like you can't force your advantage as easily. It's like you do have to like really play the spacing, like understand like, okay, like I'm like this minus here, so like if they dash forward, like I can preempt with this. Like you have to like understand those intricacies way more. While like like most of the good characters, like they just have like a fuck you, I'm plus, or like fuck you, like block this overhead type, type thing going on with them. And I think that for a lot of people, it's really hard. I mean, like I actually think that even on the best characters, like you actually need an element of that. And like that's why like a lot of the Hime players really struggle, because they don't have that. Like they just like, it's like 2C, okay, I'm gonna geyser, like it's just all like autopilot, but like you're not actually like reading what's going on in the match as much as like you might think. And that's why when you watch like Narusara, like he literally, or like Ura for example, like they literally look like they're just like reading out every interaction perfectly, like mind controlling their opponent, and it's just they understand the neutral on a completely different level, and like they understand how pressure can translate into neutral, but like it still leaves you at a good advantage. It's cool. Like that's like
it's very cool.
Yeah. To be like I've been playing Marvel Rivals recently because of Spider-Man, and I've been trying to get good at that game because of Spider-Man. And I was like, the determined shooters, like they call it game sense, of when you understand like when to dive, when your dive will succeed in like commanding enough attention that the rest of your team can win. And I really like the word in regards to like just like in neutral and fighting games as well. Like sometimes like when it comes to Narusara and when it comes to Ta and the way they position and move themselves in neutral, it's because they like just through like years of trial and error and like understanding of what people will do when they're in certain situations allows them to like move and like pilot their characters in ways to take advantage of that. So it's just like they have really, really good game sense. Like at least that's how I've been thinking of it over the last like month or so. And like I try to take what I learned from Marvel Rivals back into Melty Blood in regards to my play.
Yeah, no, I mean that checks. I've been learning Deadlock too, so I have like a similar experience with that game. I wanted to ask though, like just curious, bouncing off of this conversation, what do you guys think so like obviously Skeleton is like the best player in NA and has been for like a few years now, like probably like 3 or 4 years. What do you guys think like separates her from everybody else? Because I actually don't think that she plays the same as the Japanese players. Like when you watch, like there's some like things that carry over. Obviously, like she has very good neutral and like understanding of spacing, but I also think that like she's much more aggressive than they are, and Like she forces her advantage better than even like the Japanese players do with like shield and like air throws. So like, I was just curious, like, what your thoughts on that
Can I go a second? I want to think about how I say this.
I guess for me, from my perspective, the most distinctive, there's a few distinctive aspects about her, playing her over the years. What stuck out to me initially was that she's willing to use every single tool. She understands how to use every single tool that the game provides you. Like, and I think part of that comes from playing a character that is good at utilizing every single tool. Like Koma having good health shield options as well as EX shield. She's willing to use dodge, which I think is like an underutilized tool in general, or just like misunderstood and kind of like overlooked. As well as like touching on the previous conversation, playing a character that requires you to get to develop that kind of sense of spacing and neutral. And I guess the more I think about this a lot about this game, but the more intangible aspect to me is momentum. And she's really good at building momentum. But it's hard for me to talk about it because it only feels like it's something that like is more felt. But if you like, I'm sure you guys have played against Skeleton.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
And like, like even when you're winning, it doesn't feel like it's in your favor. And it's just like you can bring her down to like pixel health, blah blah, and then she gets the hit, and then everything just goes according to how she wants it to, and then she wins, and it's just like, all right, like. But if it really feels like it's like you're like fighting against the current, and I feel like there's a lot of players that have that. I feel like everybody kind of has that ability to tap into like when to leverage momentum, and when they know the nature of the game is flowing in their favor. I think some of the scariest people that have that is like Skeleton, Jog. All of the high and top level players to a certain extent, but Skeleton has it in like a way that is like truly mind boggling. That's why I call it like a reality marble, because it doesn't make sense.
Okay, I think honestly, man, I have a very unique view of this game because I am the guy that plays only one character and barely watches VODs outside of VODs that include my character. But I have watched Skeleton play versus other people, and I've played her a lot over the past 4 years. So like to me, like I hate this word, but it feels like the best way to describe how it feels like to play versus Skeleton is like Yomi. Like I hate that word so fucking much, Yomi. Like, if as a guy that's mostly like by the books and by the numbers when I play, like I hate the word so fucking much. But like, it feels like to me like Skeleton is like the hyper perfected version of like Alps in a lab. If you understand, like Alps is like the crazy version that that exists of like he just does shit and he will like DP you in neutral, and he's not like doing shit. He's actually like paying attention to the game state and how people are reacting to what he's doing in neutral and shit like that. So he's not like he's not pressing random bullshit go, but it feels like that's what he's doing. But with Skeleton, like it's not, she's like much more controlled in general, but still feels like there's like an aspect of she got it. If you try to do something, like if you try to outsmart her in neutral and you're like truly not thinking about it, she'll bring out the random bullshit go and she'll like explode you for going for something stupid. Like I feel like that's like the epitome of like the Skeleton gap. Like that's like the thing, like everybody knows what we're talking about, like when you forward tech out of like a dropped combo, dropped in quotation marks, and you get J9 to double jump, super double jump in the other direction, gold air throw. Like I don't even fucking know how it works, and I've been playing this game for like 3 years. I genuinely cannot tell you how. Like I get hit by it so often. It's like, yo, I have like a mental thing in my brain, like versus Skeleton, do not forward air tag ever, unless it's like a very obviously like actual drop combo. But like that's like what it feels like to play versus Skeleton to me. If that makes any sense.
I like the Yomi word for it, because I do think that Skeleton like sees through. This is gonna sound so like anime, but like sees through like the scenarios in neutral and whatnot. And like if something doesn't work, she like immediately changes what she's doing and tries something else. And like it's not always like a matter of like this like I don't think that she necessarily thinks about like, is this going to work? It's more just like she's just like testing like, okay, well, like you covered this option, can you cover this? Can you cover this? You know what I mean? Like she'll just keep throwing shit at you, and like it feels impossible sometimes to account for everything. But
yeah, Yomi is the perfect way of putting it.
I'm just a hard ass that plays by the book, and so I just don't like the word. Like, if you talk to JG about my play, he says it all the time that I play like I speedrun video games, and I know exactly what he means.
That is funny. Yeah, I feel like for me, like as far as like the conversation goes about like how you're saying like jog and like skeleton, like they kind of just run you over, and like you have to just like try and not get pulled into the current, you know. I definitely don't think I'm that kind of player. Like when I play, I don't think I'm good at like, honestly, like I think I'm actually pretty bad at reading people with like pressure and like really overwhelming people. That's why like I need a character like Akiha to, you know, pull me up a little bit in that regard. But I do think that like I'm better at like keeping the game state the same for prolonged periods of time. I feel like that's like my strength on like forcing people to do something bad eventually. At least in like the sets that I've won, like the bigger ones, like that's kind of like, I don't know, the area that I feel like I'm winning in. Like I'm just not getting hit as often, or it's just like kind of avoiding everything.
What would you say are your other weaknesses as a player? And strength? I don't know. I talk about more about how we view ourselves as players, or a bit.
My other big weaknesses and strengths.
Yeah. This is just a good topic, though.
Yeah. I think I'm like definitely by the book, like you, to some extent, and like I would say my critical flaw as a player, and like maybe it's also like it's probably influenced by character choice too. Like being that I played Ryogi first, I think that I've become overly passive, and I don't know how to like generate advantage safely a lot in neutral without just like doing obvious approaches. And that's like something I really do think I need to work on, is like improving at being aggressive without like overstepping boundaries, because I don't know, like that's something that's important. Like I'm sure Sanae, like you've probably learned that a lot with Tono, like not being overly aggressive or like overly passive, because I mean you know, like he has to like hover in a range that like feels really dangerous, but like you don't want to always threaten like dash 2C or always threaten like a jump in, because like the threat is the important part, I guess. Yeah, and I do think I need to like learn how to hover in those ranges more.
Okay, what about you, Sanae?
I don't really know what my strengths are. I feel like I'm a very not by the book player. At least it feels like I like to use like stuff as reference, but I really hate it when people start getting into like nerd speak about the game, and it's like this situation should play out exactly like this. That's what the numbers say. That's what the numbers say, and I'm just like, bro, it's not. It's just an abstraction. It's not how the game actually works. So I think I play by feel a lot, which is, it's both a blessing and a curse, I guess, because sometimes I'm just like, yeah, like I think I'm a very read heavy player. I try to read people like several steps in advance and condition a few steps in advance, just so I can just because this is what feels most right to me. But it's like my biggest weakness, I guess, is I slow down if like I end up slowing down, or I become like, it becomes harder for me to take action if I feel like my predictions aren't going according to how I want them to.
Yeah, like you feel like you need that momentum. I was just saying, like, you feel like you need like that momentum and like riding on that to like really keep pulling yourself up, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely feel the momentum, and I think as a player who doesn't enter brackets very often, because I'm so used to long sets and things, I more play for how to win in a long set by I take in more information. So in short sets, if it's like first to 2 or first to 3 or something, then I end up feeling like I don't have either I don't have enough time or as much time as I'd want to, and I'm too used to just being able to like, okay, I'm just gonna throw away like the first 3 games, just warming up, doing random shit before being like, okay, now I actually want to play. But I don't know. Speaking honestly, some days I do. Sometimes, some days I'm like, okay, I'm the best in the world, easy, free. But that's only like certain instances of certain matches where I'm just like, yeah, like, I see the game. So I feel like my power level varies a lot in this in this game. Some days I'm like gym 5,000, and then some days I feel like I'm like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Nice. Yeah.
Like with me as a player, like again, I can't like my first like I do play a lot like a speedrunner. Like with me, like when I first played this game for like the first year or two, like the whole name of the game was getting into Bamoki, so I could cheese out wins versus people who I deemed were better than me in like all other stages of the game. So to me, like the idea was like if I can convert every single hit into a 2C in the corner and get Bamoki, then maybe I will be able to eke out wins versus people that are better than me in like all other aspects. And like now I've been playing for a lot longer, I know that's not exactly true, and so I've improved at like other aspects of the game as necessary in order to play my one trick character all the time. But like I feel like my biggest weakness as a player is just like it's mostly an emotional thing where I get really mad really quickly and really obviously. Like we all know that I like posting on Discord after every single set. And it's like I'm not doing it to be mean, it really is just from the heart. Like I try to phrase it in a way that's at least like sort of funny to read, but like during sets I do get like really mad really quickly, and I notice that I play a lot better when I am at least not as mad as I usually am. Like I need to be a little bit mad so I have the hatred in my heart to like condition my opponent. But if I'm playing like too mad, it's like kind of obvious because I'll just do like I won't adapt when I'm mad. It's what I've noticed. Like I'll just keep like rapid firing the same things over again. Like I'll note it too. Like I played a set versus Alps like the other day. I was like Omega fucking tight after something in game 1. And I was winning the set too, so there was like no reason for me to be mad. But I noticed like in like game 2 or something that every single time I ID'd, he would just hold shield because he wasn't expecting me to like cut my air dash short with like full hold JC into land button. And I noticed that I said it out loud, like I was doing like a live commentary thing, and I said it out loud, and the next 3 times I air dash I got shielded. And it's like like it's hard. Like being in control of your emotions while playing the game, like especially on a character like mine who like if you drop shit you could just like lose, and it's like omega demoralizing because everything that you drop is like so unsafe. It's like yeah, like I feel like my strengths are mostly like in like I can convert pretty much anything into like some omega bullshit if I really tried hard enough to, because I have all those hit conversions down pat, and like I understand my character's combo theory. I like to, I don't know if this is true, like 100% true, but it feels like I'm probably one of the best character players in like NA in regards to like combo conversion ability on their character. Maybe Gaku's better on like H-Kkohaku as a combo queen, but it feels like other than that, like I'm probably like undisputed combo king. But I just have like bad control over my emotions. I get too heated and too riled up too quickly, so I fail to adapt in time.
I mean, I definitely relate a little bit. I know I get pretty upset in sets sometimes, but I was gonna say too with what Sanae said as well. Like I do better in the longer sets, and I do notice that like in a 1st to 2 setting, like I will get upset early on, and like do poorly. But like my favorite thing in a bracket is like if I lose early and then I get the run back with somebody, like I always feel like I'm gonna win. Because like I have the games to like have learned. But I don't know. It can definitely be hard getting frustrated and like having to try to bounce out of that. I don't know if like you guys have something that you do to do that. There was like this funny thing my friend sent me. He sent it to me because he knows I play fighting games. It was like some tweet. I don't even have Twitter, but it was something about how like if you dunk your head in ice water when you're really mad, apparently like it immediately like something in your brain like actually changes and like you immediately like cool off and like lose that. And he was like saying like you should try this as a joke, and I was like, damn, maybe I will.
I've seen the tweet.
Yeah, when I catch myself if I'm like getting annoyed or like just like I'm falling into the same thing like multiple times, I'm just like, all right, like I'm playing like a I'm playing like a joker, let me actually like wake up. Then I just close my eyes for 1 second and I'm just like, okay, let's just win, like let's stop messing around. And then I find that I immediately start playing better after that.
Yeah.
But as a side note, this game is a fucking joke in First to Two, man. This game is actually so corny in First to Two.
True.
I can't take it seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many things can go wrong so fast, and I don't like even against like characters that are like kind of ass, man. Like sometimes
I feel
just
like
happens
you
to
need
you.
to play one of the characters that is like hyper consistent on like neutral and defense in order to like not think that the Versa 2 is like Coma is probably like the best Versa 2 character in the game outside of like the obviously broken characters, because he has like super good defense, good Abare.
Yeah,
Like he has the whole 9 yards. It doesn't.
it might. I mean, I was just gonna say it might be Cope, but like his defense is like just good enough to like be good if like you're trying to play smart, but like with a character like Seark, like whose defense is obviously insane, or like like Satsuki, like those players like a lot of times they just play like idiots, like, and they kill themselves.
Yeah.
So like Coma is like actually the perfect middle ground where it's like my specific options actually beat specific things.
Yeah.
And he has like good, like you said earlier, like good health shield options. So like if I just like actually play controlled, like I have most of the tools to win in a lot of situations. Like, I mean, there's some matchups where like Coma gets owned, obviously, but like he's like the perfect middle ground and like not too hard to pilot. It's like he's like the archetypal character for that problem, I guess.
Yeah, and like I feel like the tier list becomes even more compressed to the like in First to Twos to the point where like any character can lose to any other character, especially if there's no like player data or character data or matchup data available to either player, because it's like, okay, like realistically in a First to Two set, if you go for a shield on something and somebody baits it, you might like that could be a 30 your health gone, and then you lose another third to Okizeme, and then you may lose another third to getting shielded or something. Those are 3 attempts at something, and the only data you have to go off is that you were wrong in each of those instances. And then you have to go to the next match. That's such little information to actually formulate like an adequate strategy a lot of the time. And the damage will obviously vary. And
it's
like
not like bad, because most characters can like do half of your health off of a shield.
A lot of characters will be doing half of your health instead.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I mean, that's the other thing is like you don't like against like Satsuki, like or Satsuki obviously specifically, like you don't even have necessarily another instance to like see what went wrong, what like actually went wrong. Like it's like, okay, well, this is literally just a guess. But like the situation like that happened earlier, like you could honestly forget, like you just had to block like 2 or 3 more mix-ups and you just lost. You know what I mean? Like it's just I mean things can go extremely wrong. So
like First and Twos are mostly like a time thing. Like I've been in enough online brackets to know I don't want to do no first to 3 bracket ever. Those things take too long.
I mean, I'm for it. I got the time. I play Akiha.
Yeah, maybe with your bum character, it's not annoying.
I mean, honestly, if people were down to play, like I feel like time when it comes to fighting games is like a poor excuse, because people were down to play DBFZ, and matches in those games could take upwards of like 45 minutes to an hour, bro. So so everybody else is like, oh, we can't.
When I enter an online bracket and like I have to wait 30 to 40 minutes for my game and it's like a blowout and then it's back to waiting, I hate it so much. I would just rather it be first to two. But like that's mostly like a community size issue. Like top 5 seed doesn't have much of a challenge until like the very end of the bracket, which is like an hour and a half from now. So it's like very unfortunate, but that's just how it's gonna be.
I don't know. I mean, I personally think I would be for it. I know it is very time consuming, but this game, even though the matches can last pretty long, especially with heat and everything, like I don't know. I think that timeouts like would be more common if people played like really seriously, but it depends on the matchup. But like this game is not as bad as like you said, like DBFZ. The game I always think of honestly is Smash Ultimate. Like they have like a fucking 6-minute timer and like 3 stocks. I'm like, bro, like these guys literally could run away for an hour and the set wouldn't be over. Like that's like what every Sonic set is. I don't get it. Like they choose to play with that timer.
Dude, it's crazy, bro. When I played Melee, there was this one player in my community that played Sheik, and I played Ice Climbers, and that matchup historically is supposed to be like, it's like Ice Climbers' favorite. That's cap. Only on one stage is that ever true. Only on one stage, and the only reason is because there's this one nigga who would literally circle camp me for 8 minutes. The entire 8 minutes, every single time. I was like,
Melee is one of those games.
Yeah, and literally, it got to the point where we would sit down to play. We do rock paper scissors, and it would be like, all right, whoever wins RPS just wins the set, because either I'm getting FD twice and you're gonna lose, or I'm not, and that's that, because I can't catch you. So let's just not waste my time.
Any non-Fox matchup in Melee, deadass, could be just like timeout central for the most part. Like you could actually just run away for such a big portion of the time. I don't know why. I mean, almost no Melee sets go unless it's a particular matchup like that. Yeah, they never go to time almost ever. Like the only time you see it is like fucking Peach Dittos. Like why? Like I don't know.
Like people want to play, they want to hold 6-6. It's simple.
Dude, float. Yeah, dude, float. What made me realize in Melee after playing for so many years, it's like anytime I see like a floaty matchup, I'm just like, okay, yeah, the game is inherently designed to be campy, and like they just because there's like 2 to 3 characters that people don't play campy, even though they like you can play them campy, and that's like more optimal, like Leffen style runaway short hop double laser Fox, until they like. And just like run away all day. I was like, this game is so lame. This game is so lame. Why do we need to have if the game has to have like a rule set in place to avoid like the amount of times like ledge grabbing, like ledge grab limits? What are we really doing, bro? The game rewards you for running away for as long as possible.
Yeah, I am gonna say I mean I love Melee. There's like a LK thing, I don't remember what it was I was listening to, and he was talking about it and how the game is actually like the reason why Fox is broken is because the game is actually just balanced around Fox when you really think about it, like with all the stages and stuff like that. And it's very true, but like this also like makes it obvious because like you have 8 minutes to run away from Fox, but like if the timer was any shorter, like if you only had like 4 minutes and like there was a stock per minute, basically Fox would be banned probably. Like you know what I mean? Because like you really can't get away from him in most I mean that's why he's so good. You know, like the lasers add up so much damage, and then obviously like he's the best scrapping in the game for the most part.
He has the best everything else.
yeah. So that's the only way they could keep that character balance is putting an 8-minute timer on there, and like having H-Box like fly on the other side of the screen for most of the match or something. Back airing.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's getting far away from Melty.
Where did this stem from? I don't remember.
We were talking about how we viewed ourselves as players, and
right.
into this. My whole family just came home, unfortunately, but I don't want to continue this. But I'll just have to ask questions and be a little quieter. Okay. So next thing I wanted to talk about was Frosty Faustings. Did you guys watch any of Frosty Faustings? And what was your opinions on the sets that you saw in Frosty Faustings?
I personally did not watch
it. Okay, so two of us didn't watch it. So.
Okay, I did watch. I mean, it kind of went as sort of expected for the most part. Gaku played really, really well, especially in the set against Deus, and like the one in Zapoke and Losers. But I don't know. Like the only sets that like stick out in my mind that I really remember, like Hector losing to Zapoke was definitely a surprise because I think that matchup is like so hard for F-Wara, but kind of goes back to like what we said about like in first to two, like you can just anything can happen, and it's like it's F-Wara, so you just don't block a mix and then you're eating a bunch of damage because you're Hime. I don't know. I mean, the only other, I guess the only question I'd have for you guys as far as like the results is like, I mean, H-Kkohaku just won like a Melty major, if you want to call it that, So how good actually is H-Kkohaku?
I think H-Kkohaku is all right. I don't know. Like the character and characters like that, like Knack, the Nekos and Len, I'd say, and Miyako, all really small, hard to hit, becomes really annoying. And on paper, that's the big thing. And on paper, it's like sure. Like they take a lot of damage, and you just need to hit them like 3 times and they die. But I think it's easier. Like fighting other characters typically is easier because like they're gonna be their green is gonna be shifting around in a lot of different ways. So sometimes they may be larger horizontally, other times they may be larger vertically, or like any combination between. With characters like Miyako, Knack, Len, their green isn't shifting that much in a lot of the instances that they're attacking. So like when Skeleton will do like Knack 63A, like the red basically just completely overlaps the green. You can't really hit. You can't really hit
basically it's their whole body.
It covers the entire body. And like the same as like for like some of the jump ins, like they're not far range wise, but it feels more like you're like sticking your hand into a potential blender than like that, since you can't reliably be like, oh, I'm just gonna catch the green, because the green is barely getting extended anyways.
Yeah,
it's like the Miyako JC thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna counter poke Miyako JC. Oh wait, I'm eating a counter hit and I'm jumping now.
Yeah, I think the problem I always have is just like, I mean, like you said, like because they're smaller, like it's way harder to get a hit on them, like a clean hit. And like I played like a long set with Haru yesterday, like a bunch of different matchups, and like there's so many weird spots where like against almost any other character, like I can press like an Akiha JC like a little bit earlier, and like people are standing, so like it'll hit them. But like with Miyako or like Len, like they don't even have to be like crouching, like it'll just whiff because they're just a little bit shorter than everybody else. And it just becomes a matter of like, how do you hit somebody that's like that small in the game where it's already like hard to get like a clean hit? You know what I mean? Like you really have to like do a lot of like fishing in this game to get like a counter hit. And sometimes it feels impossible. No, you're good.
I think my opinion on Knack is like that character really is bad, but like the amount of work it like like tier lists are always made with the assumption that both players are playing at like the equal skill level, right? But like the thing is, Skeleton is a lot better than like the average M-back player, like just straight up. And also the fact that in order to play versus Knack properly, like you know what you said about how like in like Melee is like a game where you're supposed to like where you can play like super duper runaway, and like you're surprised that a lot of people don't play that more. Like I feel like for Knack, in order to like make like in order to make the cats like actually bad, you have to know how to play that style versus them specifically. So it's not like just a pure knowledge check, but it's like it's a unique enough knowledge check that a lot of Melty players can't like actually do it. Like I remember I did like hours of studying in order to beat Skeleton Knack for like one period of time in 2024, and I was able to beat their like Knack like 5-0 for like a couple of months because I was just playing like super duper lame, and every single game would go to time with like me having like half my health left, and then because I just played to not get hit by Knack and to punish. And like the thing with Knack is that punishing Knack, because of the fact that their hurt box is so small, like the punishes barely mean worth anything. Like for example, like the one thing I labbed versus that matchup that I still know today is that after Kohaku air blocks air laser from Knack, she can like directly punish it with an air dash JB, but the JB is not counter hit or anything. So you literally just do all that work in neutral just to get like a single hit of JB, and that's enough to win you the matchup because that character doesn't do that much unless you like don't know that you're not supposed to be like interacting with him. No, not with it. Character's genderless. Interacting with Knack otherwise. Like if you interact with Knack as if they're a normal character, you will just get like what Sanae said with sticking your hand into the blender and getting exploded. But if you take like your small wins versus that character consistently over the course of 90 seconds, you will just win every single time. But like, bro, nobody wants to do that. I don't like I can't beat Skeleton Knack anymore. I just fucking press 6-6 and die.
Is that also your view, Sanae? Like you think that like you should just like play super lame and like just not interact, like because I always feel like I'm like silly for like wanting to try and find like a way to like shit on Knack, you know what I mean, like offensively and stuff like that, but I don't know that there like is a way to do that in this game.
I think unless
like,
you play a
it's just like a character thing.
Unless you play like C Scion or one of the characters like H-Kkohaku that can just do Knack into like a 40-second combo that he can't interact with, there's no like good way to offensively shit on him in my personal opinion, because his hitbox is just too small. Their hurt box is too small, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, any combo that you can do versus Knack, they're probably going to randomly fall out of it. And if they fall out of a combo, you are likely eating 5k into, like, the scariest, like, don't tech situation ever. So, like, yeah. I just don't think
I think non-interaction is ultimately for the best, just because you can't interact with them in the same way that you can like traditional characters. So it's better. I think I wanted to touch on this as well. There's not as much of an emphasis on the strength of getting like loose change hits or just like singular hits, since I think there's overall in the game there's like the obsession with like, oh, like this move or this tool or this thing is not worthwhile or useful if it's not leading to a conversion that is giving me a situation that I specifically want. Whereas it's like you're still getting damage. even if it's like one hit worth of damage, you get damage. And if it's an air hit, like for example, I used to get frustrated like if I would clip somebody from afar with like a dash 2A with Tono, and like I'd clip their jump from afar and I'd catch them up backing, and then they'd be too far for 5B to like confirm, or like a rising JA to confirm afterwards. But it's just like, okay, I managed to clip them jumping. Now they either have to no tech, ground tech, or air tech, and then I can just shark them from there. Even though that's like a 2 damage scenario, it like instead of overextending or trying to get as much like damage as I can out of the situation, it ends up being more beneficial to just be like, okay, now I've established momentum for me, and I just have to like carry it through since I've managed to knock them off of their footing.
I had an epiphany like like a couple of days ago, like people in LG and they were talking about 5A anti-airs in regards to War. I think I was like, it just came into me like 5A anti-airs are like ultimately like the lazy like trying to scam the interaction because like they're prone to getting clipped, they're prone to losing, and we all know this, but we all press 5A anti-air because we want to get the counter hit, single hit counter hit into like BS combo. But like if you actually were trying to like win over a long series of games, it would probably be better to just like throw the landing, right? And that's not something you see super often, even in high-level multiplayer play, because like the majority of us are just prone to like pressing 5A in these situations, as opposed to like we all know this situation, like, oh, you cross under a person who's trying to land with a button, and then you get hit cross up by a button that typically doesn't cross up because you stuck your 5A green into it. Meanwhile, you could have like thrown them for like a change and like basic baby Oki, but like most people are trying to like game the interaction and not trying to win as many interactions and still win the game, if that makes any sense. And I think when I thought about it like that, I was like, H-Kkohaku has a pretty unique advantage here over most characters in the fact that her command throw is like the same frame as her 2A, so it's only one frame slower than throw, and she gets like Mondo reward off it. So like you could probably, like a smarter H-Kkohaku, if I was like to build one from a RAB, would probably have a game plan based around command throwing to pin people, as opposed to my current game plan, which is like throw shit at the wall and see what the counter hits.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to be really sharp to do that, like it's not
hard.
Super, it's hard because like I feel like for Kohaku, like a lot of times you do have to still move into the space for they're like while they're going to land to actually like get close enough to get the command throw. And like people are in, like myself included, like all F-Moon players, we're like serial jumpers, bro. Like you have to hit a command throw, and if you fucking miss, like we're just gonna jump again, you're gonna get hit. So
dude, fighting F-Moons, oh my god. I hate it so much sometimes, bro. I hate it so much. You guys never stay on the ground for longer than like 1 second. I don't understand. And
anytime I play Chase,
legit,
they like JC into 2C, and it low profiles my landing, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot, no landing recovery. That's such a cool mechanic.
It really feels like it shouldn't be as impactful as it is when fighting F-Moons. It's really just like, oh yeah, it's just like what one frame of landing recovery. Then why does it feel like they're in turbo and I can't hit them? and when I land, like I have to go landing. I get pinned every single time. What's up with that? I'm just like, oh yeah, this will be like an easy, like they're gonna be landing in the corner, blah blah. They have to land. I'm just gonna 2C. I 2C. Tono's like phases through them and they're already in the air again. What? Like, it's so annoying, man.
I don't know. I mean,
it's so annoying.
In my experience, it's just a skill diff. I mean,
yeah, of course. Player is here to
no, I mean, to be honest, like I mean, I've been playing like Siaki. I still like, I don't usually feel it, so I don't know. I mean, it's removed from my experience, but maybe I'm just like too indoctrinated.
I don't think you can feel it from. I think if you I don't play F-Moons very often, but I feel like you won't feel it from the player side.
Right.
It's like EX Guard.
You'll feel it.
Inputs and how people.
Yeah.
EX Guard's not that broken. I'm like, bro.
Well, I mean, I've felt that before, but yeah.
No, definitely. Like, X Guard eating inputs like mad. I feel like eventually it gets to the point where you end up like you do it and you have the expectation that their input is gonna get eaten. Like I'll do EX Guard and then Fuzzy Abare on jump-ins a lot, and I'm just like, give me that input, bro.
I think to me, like the main thing about F-Moon landing lag is that the worse the jump-in is, the better like the F-Moon landing lag makes it. Like I think H-Kkohaku JC is like, oh, this is not like a new opinion that I don't think it's particularly great as a jump-in. Like the range you got to do it in order to not get counter hit by like people like mindlessly mashing 5A, because it's not all that disjointed horizontal vertically. And the fact that when you do it at that distance, you barely get anything, it's like whatever. But I think on H-Kkohaku, because she doesn't have to worry about like the 2 frames of getting pinned, it's like a lot more, it's a lot more scarier to jump in because like what are you gonna do when she presses the JC? You're gonna pin her? Like she's gonna be doing something when she lands on the ground, and you gotta deal with it now.
Dude, maybe I should just start ripping parry. Like
you probably could.
JC whiffs, and like they're gonna pin me like 3-frame parry. See what happens.
May as well. I think also on the topic of H-Kkohaku JC, bro, any button that's a cross-up button in this game is kind of cheap. It's kind of cheap.
Kinda.
If your button hits on both, if your button hits on both sides, there's a level of thinking that you no longer have to do.
I'm just saying that Sasuke JC is cheaper than my cross-up JC, and that button is supposed to not hit on both sides, and it ends up hitting both sides regardless. So it's like, I think every other cross-up is probably more cheap on average than H-Kkohaku JC. Now F-Kkohaku JC, like sure, whatever. H-Kkohaku, I don't know. I don't think it's that cheap. I understand it will because it's a cross-up, it will randomly be cheap and it will steal your lunch money, but like I don't think it's that cheap. Of course, I'm gonna make a fucking bias. So.
I mean, I kind of agree, to be honest with you. I mean, I know I play H-Kkohaku, but yeah, I don't think it's like the best button in the world. It's a good air to air though.
It's a good air to air.
Yeah.
But I don't know. She still has JB. Oh, a topic I did want to ask: what players in LFGNA, if any, have caught your eye currently?
Oh, like new players?
Yeah. Because I feel like I try to be like a teacher type individual. When it comes
to be a teacher, like I still remember like the other day I was playing finisher and I got really mad because they kept air dashing my JB. It wasn't even working. I was like, okay, it didn't work the first time. Why are you doing it like the 10th time? I was like, I tried to talk them through it, but I was still mean when I was talking them through it. I was like, oh, you know what? I probably should just not say anything after the game and just disappear and be mad in peace. It was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's kind of hard because I haven't played everybody. Like as far as like all the, I don't know, like the DMF people and whatnot. Like there's a lot of new, pretty good players. Like Finisher is definitely like a standout. Finisher is good. I think Funny is good. I think Scar is actually like really good. Like it's pretty hard to, I don't know, it's hard to win with slow ass Akiha. Like most people won't even play her. So, and H-Kkohaku of all characters. I mean, honestly, she's kind of good when she gets the knockdowns. But
yeah, I remember I posted a VOD of JP Arcade, like I think like maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, of this one H-Kkohaku just wrecking shop, and I was just like, oh, this character is kind of like Sisei, but Akiha version, because she's just like, she gets the knockdown and then and then puts you in jail, and then you have to hold the instant overhead or dash throw or stagger. I was like, damn, this character feels like she'd be quite good.
There's a set. Yeah, definitely. There's a set that Goichi played in like the Melty mix. I'm just gonna say Goichi because Kaisei Jin is not, whatever. And he picked H-Kkohaku against C-Arc, and there's like this knockdown situation where like if you're like Arc and like he gets knocked down and he does TK 2-2, I guess like TK 2-2A or 2-2B low enough to the ground. I don't know which one it is. It auto debts obviously, so like that covers the DP, and then if you shield it, you will get command grabbed, and she steals your health. You know what I mean? So like like that shit is cheap, and like not a lot of characters can do that. And the auto debt, like I played Scar in a set, and like the auto debt pits for Hime were so fucking annoying because like she's at the top of the screen, I can't hit her, like not without like doing some dumb shit, and like this shit is deading at my feet, so I can't move. You know what I mean? Like I can't walk back or forth. And like even though it's not like I mean, I guess ultimately, like in a matchup like against Hime, like it's kind of just a hindrance, but like there's probably a lot of matchups where like that's actually like really annoying, where she can just do that and it auto debts, and like she can be moving and you're, you know, trying to guard that, and like she's gaining advantage in neutral. So I don't know, interesting character. I think it's cool that Scar is playing that character because I think she's really overlooked.
I'm gonna keep it 100. When it comes to, I don't like playing new players with my character because it tends to just turn into, okay, I'm just going to command throw them over and over again for the better half an hour. And like, I could use the time to like practice conversions, but I have a very toxic trait in which I get super duper bored if I'm winning like too easily. And I know it's bad, and I should just still play the set anyway. And I should probably just focus on improving, but I just get bored so frequently, and it's like, man, I'd rather do anything else right now. I'd rather be losing to somebody right now. And so I don't like. I played a couple of new players like once because I still want to like still be in the scene. So I try not to just like perma duck. But it's like when I don't know the person's IP and I know they're new, it's I try to like avoid playing them, if that makes sense. I probably could just play H-Arc into them, but I get bored if I'm not an H-Kkohaku. I have a really bad habit of just getting bored and playing stupidly and then getting mad after I play stupidly. So I try not to do that to myself.
Yeah, no, like like if it's someone whose name I don't recognize and they're new, then they're like like if I don't recognize them, then I just won't bother connecting because I don't know. It usually has to be like, okay, you have to catch my eyes some way. Like Haru I played recently, and I was just like, okay, yeah, like you're not bad.
Yeah, Haru's pretty good. I definitely thought Scar was good.
Yeah, I have yet to play Scar yet.
Did you have anybody else in mind, Sanae?
It was like. Yeah, it was like Scar, Finisher.
I've been paying attention to the Kohaku, actually, now that I think about it. Like, big Kohaku fan. They're the H-Maze player. Then there's iDoge. They're a former Super Smash Bros. 2 player that moved into this game, and they play C-Mates. There was also EU H-Kkohaku, I think Prom something. I name search H-Kkohaku and Omelette often enough that I do just find all the Kohaku players, and I just keep my eye on them in case they ever ask for advice. But like other than that, yeah, I'm kind of out of the loop in regards to new players.
Finisher, Scar, somebody else whose name is current. Oh, like Funny. Yeah, Funny's good. Damn, there's someone whose name is escaping me right now. Trying to scroll through LFGNA to see if they.
It's all good. I was scrolling through too to see if there's anybody that like I am forgetting, but I don't see any names in there.
But I'm currently screen recording my Discord screen in order to get there.
You're good.
And then there's just like players that I feel like have been playing for a while and are like on the cusp of.
Nick.
Well, maybe not on the cusp because they have notable results and things like Rump.
True, yeah. Like I guess, but if we're talking about players like that have been around for a while, yeah, Rump is definitely one of them. Where
I still need
he's a
to
solid
do those new player, up and comer interviews, but I am so lazy. And I've been in this funk for so long. I keep recording stuff and I'm like, wow, it's kind of ass. And I keep scrapping stuff and I'm like, damn, I don't like this draft, and I delete it. And then the one time I did finish something for the H-Kkohaku wiki, the Cloudflare ate the input. Apparently that's been happening to the wiki recently. So you just gotta double up everything. I didn't know that, and I lost like 2 hours worth of revisions on the wiki. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna play Octopath Zero for like the rest of the day. I will do. I'll probably start on the up and comer interviews next week, or like right after this. Honestly, oh man.
Yeah.
Like Nick.
Because
Rump. We've got a lot of up and comers that I want to do a video to shout out.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thorn is like an obvious one to me. Like I honestly think that if Thorn like cleaned up their neutral just like a tiny bit, like they could still play a little crazy. But like if they just cleaned it up the tiniest bit, like it wouldn't even be an upset if they beat like like Skeleton, because like the shit that she does on that character is just insane. Like if you hit a pit loop, that character just breaks tier lists. Like it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, Thorn is there. It's gonna damn. I feel like Onion is there. It depends on when what character Onion is playing.
Who do you think is Onion has a lot of characters. I don't know if you have an opinion on which one is like the truth.
I think their FPCL is their strongest right now, but I remember when they were an H-Sats player. And that character gave me nightmares.
They've been playing H-Sats a lot. Like I've only gotten H-Sats, Onion sets this past year.
I think their H-Sats is still better. But not by a huge amount, but like enough. I think Branch is pretty good.
True.
But I think F Maids is just like a bit of a brainworms character.
I honestly think that F Maids is a struggle character. Like I want to believe in them so bad, but like I honestly like their defense is so bad.
It's so
people don't know. Like it's actually the worst.
Actually, the thing is, H-Kkohaku also hates using her 5A and 2A on defense. At least F-Kkohaku 5A 2A hits higher.
I mean the issue is that like you don't have. So like if you're playing H-Kkohaku and you're blocking, like even like your best poke like 5C, like you have nothing to convert into, and if you've no hearts as well, like
especially like
you have nothing.
You literally have nothing.
3-6A, which is bad, but at least it's something. But like if you don't have hearts on the F-Mate, it's probably like way worse.
I think I mean there's like potential there for like I don't know if you're like some Melty genius and you have just like God neutral.
Bro, if you got God neutral, go play H-Kkohaku.
Yeah, I mean that's what you should do. But I actually I don't know. F-Mates is interesting because like Fe Sui is really good too. Like even without the tools that you'd be missing, like dust and whatnot, like and the ladle. There's just so much potential with F-Mates, but I honestly think it's mostly like in neutral. Like the knockdown stuff, it's just fucking blocking simulator. Like
it's blocking simulator. I don't think it's worthwhile. I think they get a lot
crazy.
It's more like Wara, where it's timer scam simulator, but it's like advanced timer scam. I think it's pretty good as a timer.
I think it's like the character. I think the character would get a lot more benefit from playing in a slower, more neutral, control-based manner, because when you can set up situations like sandwiching with Hisui, like chair assist in order to cover for like just in order to like have something to bail you out in case you get hit or in case you start blocking, super annoying. And that's probably to me like the strongest move. And then on top of that, being able to like camp behind chair and just being able to like recover hearts in a more clean manner, I guess, or more controlled manner, I think can let her get more hits in general, as opposed to trying to run the like high octane, make you block one thing into like the super block string, and then you get you get one throw.
To this day,
you get one throw and it's like, all right.
Has done to me is that I remember I was playing in like friendlies at Climax. I was warming up, I think, before my run on like Saturday. I was just playing a ton of sets, and versus this F-Mage player, was it Branch? I don't even remember. They did like I pinned them with a block, and the maid was still being controlled by them, so they were eating a block string. They were blocking a block string, and I got hit out of my block string. I was like, wait, this character could have done that this whole time. She's been able to like set her thing to like do stuff before block string and just block and like do that to you the whole time. I literally never knew that. To this day, I still think it's more cheap than what she does on like offense with. Like I'm blessed, and I play a character with an H-Moon bunker that's super duper huge, so they can't like it's very very hard to them to do the setup that beats H-Kkohaku bunker. But so I don't really mind like the tree stuff that much. But like in neutral, when that character is like setting up the second maid to do stuff, I find it way more cheap than what she does in offense. Honestly,
it's just like the problem is that like the other assist, because there isn't really a puppet character besides them in this game. The assist and like summon style characters that have like Kohamek and like Nero, like even though it's more obvious like the way you use their tools, like I feel like with F maids, like you need foresight because it's so easy to tag the types of assists that they have. It's like you have to like know where your character needs to be, where to position them, and like what. So like if somebody's gonna like jump in on you, like where exactly that assist needs to be, and like the assist you're gonna use. Because like say you get like you eat a JC and like you, I don't know, do like an A assist, like you might not actually have time to punish even if it trades. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just you're jumping through hoops to do something that like Nero does for fucking free, to be honest.
For free.
Like
yeah.
like that's kind of the problem that I've found with them. But like their potential is definitely I think their potential neutral is definitely there, because I think both Hisui and Kohaku are just like they both have good neutral.
Okay.
I think
yeah, you can go.
There are like a few kind of off like on this topic. I feel like there's always a few like habits that every character inherently imparts onto the player. Like with Kohaku's, it just seems like they're so twitchy. They're always so twitchy. You jump in the air, immediate JB, immediate rising JB. I'm just like, what? It's like, calm down.
You get counter hit for doing it.
It's like, calm down, chillax, bro. I haven't even done anything yet. I literally just jumped.
If you done something, they're getting counter hit. So
like Nero, I feel like it's Nero's. I think they always do summon into 4C.
Dude. Yeah.
They don't do that versus me because I have a character
the Nero,
2C.
Yeah, the Nero defensive 4C when you're spaced out, it is every Nero fucking does it. It's so free to whiff punish on so many characters.
Roas will always be holding some combination of 7, 8, 9.
To me, the Roa is dash GC and spot that doesn't make sense, and then the active bails you out.
Oh yeah. Damn. Yeah, there's like a ton. Like Akiha, for whatever reason, I think part of this is because of you, Zay. But
really?
It's like if I'm hovering above Akiha, I'm just like, there's a rising JA coming, and like like I'll try and super jump over. It's just like she sticks her stupid arm out, and I'm just like, bro, let me go. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm definitely very active with that stuff. It's because of fucking Len, dude. I always feel like I have to preempt Len, but not every situation is the same. Or I need to do that.
No, that's real, dude. Len doing J2C, like air dash J2C, land ID J2C on the other side, and I'm just like,
but bro, Zay, you made me hate JAs in this game because I like Rao when he was still alive, he used to always get at me for not pressing JA. I was like, bro, JA sucks. What do you want me to do with this button? Like JAs are so bad. And then I noticed when I was playing versus you, I was getting locked down and like counter hit by JA a lot, and it made me notice that versus every other character, oh they press JA a lot and they get counter hits because they're locking down space. Oh, so I'm going to apply this into my gameplay, and then I realized Kohaku JA can't do any of that because it's like a lot more. Most JAs are a lot more horizontal and like they're slightly above or slightly below the character model. H-Kkohaku's JA is like, well, all C and H-Kkohaku JA are like right dab in the middle, so it's like really good as a jump in, and like it's half decent as like a cross up air to air, but like for like regular JA situations it is like so bad. Like you can't press it as like a typical JA.
You got to use it as like an aggressive one. Like it's similar to the Narnia and the best is like the F Scion one where it's like fucking 6 frames active. But like those ones, like those types of JAs are just, I don't know, they're like the oddball ones I feel like. But like F Akiha, I mean the egregious one is like C Aoko, like those like they're fucking crazy. I mean they may as well have red on the end of them. Like they're just insane posts.
They're insane.
Yeah,
I think that the tone, like the C Tono H-Kkohaku style JA is also crazy though. Like the high hitting ones, they're way better than people think.
I think they're good, provided you're doing it like rising into somebody or
right.
They have to be above you, otherwise it's like But no, I'd say you have like magic JAs. Sometimes sometimes I'll be like, all right, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna jump in, blah blah, and then I'll get Rising JA, and I'm just like, okay, next time I jump in, I just have to make sure I hit it early. And then you do Rising JA earlier than like in anticipation of my early button, and I'm just like, bro, I can't with this dude, man.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. You should. I don't know if it was recently. I don't remember which Nero it was, but I was playing against one of the Neros, and I was JAing like JC consistently. It was probably Ginger, but yeah, I was like JAing the JC, and like dude, like some of those JAs, like you can actually just intercept so many different things if you like know where the green is gonna be. Shit's broken. It's because I watched so much Goichi, to be honest. I just copied that motherfucker.
I have that happen. Like I told you already. My blind spot is like anything that doesn't have an H-Kkohaku on the screen because I get bored. It's the same thing as when I play other people who are worse than me. I just get so bored. Like, man, where's the H-Kkohaku on my screen, bro? I have brain worms. I have literal brain worms.
Oh, on the topic of Nero, I feel like I don't know if maybe there's like a difference on PC and arcade, because like watching the way Masa plays Nero, and the way like especially like when Koki released his tier list and like added the explanations of like what is considered valuable in the game, I thought it was really interesting. And the way like talking to other Japanese players like Narusora, the emphasis that they place on particular traits, like being able to manage health, health being the biggest thing, I get like not like understandably, and then I forget what the other ones were, but I remember like actual mix-up ability was maybe third or fourth on the list of things. It was like health, right, meter management, how often can you hit max, etc. And then like mix-up ability was like a bit lower. And I thought that was like, I just thought that was interesting because it felt more like, I guess their defense is so refined or practiced to the point where a lot of the traditional things that are considered strong, they view more as like points of contention. Like for example, like CC on doing like 2 and 4A ender into like a mix up, like from like a lower level perspective, that can feel like something where it's like, oh, like I can enforce my will on the opponent. They just have to hold this mix up, blah blah blah. And then like at higher levels, it's like, oh no, like if I do this, I might get shielded and die. I might get dodged. Right. I might get like blah blah. They might just guess DP right and hit me anyways. Whereas the description with C Nero was that it felt like it was like a point of uniqueness where he was like, oh, like C Nero, he can enforce mix-ups on you that you have to hold by virtue of being in block stun of like a deer or snake or whatever. Right. But I feel like on PC that's still the case, because having multi-high hitting air moves in general just means that it's like you can either do like it's easier to mix it up. But on the flip side, I think the biggest trait or the biggest weakness that he has, especially C Nero, is that he has nothing tangible that is an immediate threat when it comes to summoning, besides like a crow. And I felt like it's been a lot easier to fight him knowing that he can only like, and I guess because I've been playing against Rump and Jimjir a lot as of the last few months, but it's just like, okay, like if he does deer takes a long time to come out, and he's probably going to get tagged anyways. If he does snake takes a long time to come out, and he's going to get tagged anyways. Anytime I see him open the jacket, worst case scenario, I'm running into a crow, and then like I'm eating 2 damage. It's not a huge deal. Whereas for Nero, and I think in part this is just due to the matchup itself, he has to, like, the onus is on him to like have to reposition more because he can't summon things as easily. So I was curious to know like what your guys' opinion of Nero is, because I feel like, I'm not sure if it's just that we don't have a super powerful representative anymore for him, or if people are just becoming better at knowing how to play around him and knowing like where like he has points of contention, and like understanding his inability to really move around the screen adequately better.
As a one trick, I just play one character into Nero, H-Kkohaku, and over the years, I used to think that H-Kkohaku was even into Nero. It was just a hard matchup. Nowadays, I think it's relatively safe to say it's losing, but like not by like a lot. It's probably like 5.5, 4.5. Is that the right numbers? Yeah, it is. As opposed to like a 6-4, but like, I think like the big thing with the matchup is just 2C shuts down like so much of every single Nero's like toolbox, and they all have to play around the fact that if they do anything like immensely stupid, 2C's there to put them in a hard knockdown for it, and then you just command throw him over and over. Like command throwing Nero is like genuinely hard. Like Nero is like Len, in which his hitbox is omega messed up, so to get 3 loops on him consistently is actually like difficult, and it's like impressive. Like doing 3 loops versus like Tono, actually not Tono, versus Nania, versus Aoko, versus Sion, those are like baby characters that I can do relatively consistently. But versus Nero and Len, getting 3 loops on them consistently is like actively difficult. But like the thing about the matchup that sucks is just that you can't like do anything to stop him from jumping, because, and that's always been my opinion on the MU. Like, the people who are better at jumping in neutral probably will just win versus me more often than not. I still play versus, like, Web, but it's only, like, once a year, and it's on, like, 45, 60 ping. I surprisingly get better connections to Web than I do, like, a lot of random West Coast players, and even some, like, mid-coast players. Like, I get better connection to Web than I do, like, Whisk half the time, for example. But like even then, like the connection is kind of spotty, and I hate playing Melty Blood on like bad mid lane connections. So I don't know. Like when I play versus Ginger and Johan, and I play versus Rum, I'm never as scared as I am when I played versus Sen or Web. Like Sen, I was a lot worse as a player when he was around, so maybe I would be less scared now. But even when I played versus Bear like years ago, I still think they had better control in neutral, just in regards to threat, because I feel like they just didn't jump as stupidly as sometimes Ginger and Rump do. Like they don't jump stupidly like super duper often, but they still do. And like Kohaku is like really really good at catching out stupid jumps because of JB. Like, the issue is like just like when you jump and the Kohaku is not sure if she has to immediately challenge it with jump back JB or she needs to hover. Once you start jumping like that on Nero, it becomes a lot harder to stop what Nero is going to do in the air, because 5B and 5A, like while they can win, and 623A and 236B help deal with the mid range of that matchup, when Nero's in the air, it's like notably less consistent and becomes more about reads. Sorry for making this like a random H-Kkohaku into Nero matchup doc summary, but like
you're good. Yeah, I mean, I know for me, like I guess for you, Alma, like you haven't played many matchups. Have you played a lot of matchups into Nero, Sanae, or just like kind of like a few? Because I played a lot of like different matchups into him, because I feel like most of my experience the past like year has actually not really been on like any one character. I just like pick whoever into Nero, because most of my sets are just like friendlies. And I kind of, so like, it's weird because the best Nero that I actually think I fought in the past probably like 6, I'm gonna say year, to be honest with you. I mean, but outside of like, because I don't think I've played Web this year. If it was Web, it probably would have been him. But I actually think it's Grungra is the best Nero I've played.
Oh yeah.
I haven't played
And
them
he
in forever.
he reminds me of Sen and Bear in like that old like I'm just gonna do like one thing and you're not gonna be able to beat it kind of way. And he plays H Nero too, which is like makes it funnier.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, like I was just like, yo, like this is like because I mean I've played like F Akiha into a bunch of different people, and it's been funny like playing Akiha into Nero, and like I was like, holy shit, like my secondaries do better than my Akiha is doing into this dude, and this is like H Moon, like I should be, you know, smoking him when I have knockdowns. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that Nero as a whole, like I guess particularly C Nero, I think he's. So you kind of said like the onus is on him when he's on offense to like make the right calls in some cases, you know, with his summons, and like read out the situation for like how you might respond. But I think the big thing is just that like he has so many layers to what he can summon, and like not summoning and like fainting the summon with like, you know, rebeat 5A into like nothing in some cases, you know what I mean? So like he just has so many different responses that it's really hard to like have a consistent call on what he's gonna do, and I think that's why he's so good. Like I don't know if I'd go as far as to say like he's top one the way that it seems like Koki might think, but I don't know, like he's hard to beat in that regard, but his defense is definitely really bad. Like I feel like every character that I've tried to play into Nero, regardless of like what kind of sweep they have or like how fast they are, you can play at a range where he doesn't have any immediate threat outside of the corner, and like if he can't just like jump 9 JBU like safely, and it'll like hit you if you're just like standing blocking, and he like has to air dash to get closer to hit you, he has like serious problems moving out of the corner. So I don't know, I mean I'm kind of like torn. Like I think he has some of like the most consistent ways to win when he gets like pressure going and whatnot. Like he loops into the scenarios like better than most characters, and he's like a interesting top tier in the way that like he's more balanced than some of the other ones as far as like matchups go. Like I feel like Siroa, like he has a couple matchups where like he really struggles against like the other zoners, like Nero for example, or like Satsuki like kind of struggles against like Hime, but I don't feel like Nero has that issue to the same extent because he does have like Crow and a ridiculous jump in, you know what I mean? So he's just he's in a weird spot in my head. I don't think I have like a complete opinion on him because we don't have enough players like really playing him at a top level. Yeah. But like when I watch Webb win in EU, like it's funny, like Webb is actually like a fucking gap artist, dude. Like he does like 2C anti-air on like people air dashing at him, like fucking Viaki. I'm like, yo, like you just got fucking smoked. Like that's not Nero being broken.
Yeah, you just actually got owned.
Yeah, I mean, too. I don't know, but also the only other thing I'll say is that Nero, his frame data is actually like cheap as fuck when you really look through it. Like he doesn't have a move that's like that you would end on block that's like more than like minus like 4. So
yeah, and leaves him
insane.
Leaves him at like a really good range. I think his Abare options, despite his Abare being like so slow, it becomes less of a problem just because of like if he can push you out to the range where you're gonna have to like ID or threaten a redash or something like that. Like 2A is just so big.
Yeah.
2A is huge.
Is like the umbrella
5B.
option.
Yeah, 5B will catch you if you like there's some ranges where people will just like 5B, like Webb will do 5B to catch like a jump, to catch like a neutral jump or jump back from like afar, and I'm just like, word. Ginger will sometimes do like anti-air single hit 5B and then convert off of it, and I'm just like, okay. But yeah, also totally forgot, I did play Grungra earlier, like a few months ago, and yeah, that was probably the best Nero I've played. Actually, I played Webb earlier as well, but those two were the best Neros I've played in like recent memory. And H-Nero, I was getting kind of cheesed because I was just like, bro, he's just gonna do wake up bunker, or wake up 2A, and I'm just like, dude, it's so
versus some H moons with like really really good air to airs and air to grounds. When you get wake up raw bunkered, it's like, bro, this stuff is so cheap. Like, it never feels cheap when a C moon's doing it to you, but versus like when a random H moon's doing it to you, it's like, man, well, it's not random.
It still feels annoying. It still feels annoying, but H moon, it feels worse because you're just like, oh man, this is just an H moon, bro. I can do whatever I want, bro. Like, like you're knocked down, it's my turn, dude. And then it's like H bunker, and I'm just like, man, whatever, bro. But yeah, like, yeah, I think H-Nero in particular is a bit looked. He's a good character. He's a great character.
Yeah, he's definitely good.
The only H-Nero experience I have is Whim, so probably need to find Grungra.
Yeah, you need to play Grungra.
Yeah, he is like the ancient scrolls or something. I don't fucking know, because like, what he was doing to me was just like, I mean, like, and like I said, like, the reason I brought up matchup, like, in particular, is because depending on the character I played, like, I couldn't respond to some of the things that he was doing.
Certain things, yeah.
Yeah, so like what he was doing against my H-Kkohaku was like, he would 2A to like a range where like he's outside of 4C range and sweep range, and he would summon the deer. So like, I would have to move forward if I wanted to read like the coat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what would happen is like, if I run and try to mash there, I could get hit because he could just like stagger, or he could, or like, and if I sit there, like I block a deer and that's like plus, I don't know how plus it is, but I'm sure it's pretty plus. And then if I jump, a lot of the times I'm like not really, it's hard to get out because you're still like in the corner against narrow. And in some cases, like if I'm reacting and I'm jumping against the deer and I guard the deer, that's a guard crush. You know, like he's gonna break me open. So yeah, it was like, I was like, this is like the simplest like thing ever. Like, but I couldn't find a consistent response in some of the matchups.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There's also like traits about him. He has like, I don't know, there's weird traits about him. Like, when he has you cornered, the A crow, or just like the angled crow that he has, it leaves him with more frame advantage, it feels like, than the other crow, and it feels like it's just like really good at stuffing just like any dash out attempts or like dash in attempts to try and like,
is that his just like 236A?
Yeah, just like the angle.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wiki. It actually, if I'm reading this right, it actually says that it can be, I don't know if that's -2 or +2 because of the way it's written. I think it's +2, but I guess at some spacings it's actually, yeah, like it might actually be plus.
Yeah, and like his deer, I'm not sure if it's just like, if when I see it I'm just like tripping, but it, like, you know how C-Nero's A deer has like, it jumps higher, so the hitbox and it jumps higher than like B deer,
right?
But H-Nero's B deer jumps, each jump that it does when it crosses the screen is at the same height as A deer, so it's harder to jump over it when it's like lunging.
Other thing too, now that I'm looking, is that the A deer on H is actually faster. Not like a ton, but it's a little bit faster.
Yeah, like when I was playing Grungra, I noticed it was like he was using it as a preemptive anti-air a lot more than like I'd noticed that than like fighting C-Nero in areas where I was like, okay, yeah, I can definitely stuff this. I'm like, oh, word, I'm getting fucking counter hit. Yeah, that character is annoying.
Yeah, I mean, he's goofy, and like he has a dash too. Like he can actually fucking dash up and throw you, which is insane.
She's insane.
Yeah, it looks like some, I don't know, Muso shit, but it's just, I don't know.
We're actually approaching on 2 hours. I was actually slightly worried that this wouldn't last more than like an hour without like phoning it in, but it's actually almost 2 hours. So I do have one more question, and then like Sanae's got going like 30 minutes. So this is the last question. So I want to talk about Combo Breaker, I believe like this is the one and like guaranteed only, well, not guaranteed, considering the fact that Uni 2 is not on the circuit for next year. I think it's kind of safe to assume that this might be like the only Climax of Night Flash Combo Breaker thing that's gonna happen. Like, I don't know if it's confirmed, like, if there's going to be one next year or not. But how are you guys' like plans for Combo Breaker looking like? Like, I already told you, like, before we even started the podcast that I'm having like money issues regarding that weekend because it's just like prohibitively expensive to get to the Combo Breaker. Like, for me, it's like a $300 round trip flight on top of like the 100 plus to, you know, sign up for the bracket. So I don't even know if I'm going, but I kind of want to go, but like it's still like financial shit. So how are you guys looking in regards to going to Combo Breaker?
I have no plans.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning in the same direction because I mean I like the idea of going, but I don't know, like I mostly go to the big events and then things are like closer to me. Right. Just because like money is a component. I just moved, so I don't know. It's just the other thing is that it doesn't, to me, feel exactly the same. Like Climax on just been different. You know, like it's a community of people that like everybody kind of plays the same games, and Combo Breaker is definitely more just like a big fighting game tournament now. So
it might be Frosty might be like the Melty Blood event of like the year every year now. It's looking.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is that Dace was talking about it, and I don't know. I'm considering looking into trying to actually like host just a Melty event, like, and it'd probably have to have like Lumina too. Yeah. Like just something for Melty in the style of like crossover arc, because I think that was like one of the best Melty Blood tournaments that I've been to, and like it just felt very like personal in a way that I don't know, like other tournaments don't feel. So and I think that would be good because like this community is really impressive, like the amount of stuff that we're able to put together online and offline. And I don't see a world where like something like an offline Melty tournament, like exclusive tournament, couldn't exist. You know what I mean? Like I think people would come out to that, especially the really dedicated players. So I don't know. For Combo Breaker, I'm probably ducking, but in the future, I would like to, you know, go to things.
For me, for Combo Breaker, it really is just money. Like we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for joining for this podcast. I know it was like kind of random, where I just randomly hit you up and was like, "Yo, you guys want to do a podcast?" But
it was fun. It was fun.
We could either do this right after Combo Breaker, or we could do this like in 2 months from now and do it like a 6 times a year thing.
I'm down. I like talking about this game.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm thinking like next time we invite NPC and use the fact that they have a YouTube channel to get more people to look at this shit. Like the idea is like next one is NPC, and maybe the one after that, after Combo Breaker, is that we get whoever gets first place and Combo Breaker to join the discussion if they want to, or I could just do an interview with them. But like,
that'd be sick. Cause I think more stuff like this is good in general. So I'm down. Just let me know.
Okay. Well, thank you again for you two for joining. It's been a nice hour and 58 minutes. So
almost 2 hours.
Yeah. I do feel kind of quiet at the end though. I probably could have like contributed a little bit more, but I don't know. Like the thing is, I'm a one-trick pony. I'm a one OTP. I play one character in every single game I play. I only play that character, so I don't like just trying to pretend that I know stuff that I don't about a character. Like versus H-Kkohaku, I literally have only played Whim, so I don't even know what that character really does.
Nah, but I mean it's cool. Like we all have our own things to add. You know, like I don't think that everybody needed to say something at every single part. You know what I mean? Like that's the cool part about like if we eventually have guests, like other people on the podcast, or you know, like you have like an interview or something like that. Like people have different things to say. That's the cool part about like discussing games like this. Yeah. So and like stuff like this doesn't happen probably enough the way that it does in like other games.
Like
it was fun.
Last thing I want to talk about is that I've been thinking about doing like a secret society thing again, but I was like, I don't know. I feel like I'm too mean. If I do a secret society thing, I want to be mean. And it's like if I invite that to the public and I'm like, oh, Jimmy Two Shoes comes into the game trying to get some of his VOD review and I'm mean to him and he quits Melty Blood, like, bro, I wanted to do it like underground, but like if I do it too underground, like the whole point of a secret society that you record is so like people can watch. So I really don't know what to do with the idea. Like, do I do it underground and like record it and upload it and be like, yo, the people in here are going to rib on each other and be mean to each other? Like, I think that's maybe how I do it. But like, I don't know.
I mean, it can be your community ultimately. If people find it like too abrasive, that's their own thing. I think there's a bit of a I don't know, in the community currently there's a bit of a less tolerance towards like banter or I guess being rude. It maybe not being rude, but it just feels like people have a
different
thinner
perspective.
skin.
Yeah. We'll say. I don't know. I think that like you should just like people that are interested, like I think they will do it. So like I would be open to that. Like I think that's cool. But like other people might just like not be for the types of criticism that like they might get after or during a set. You know what I mean? And like also, with new players, like I don't think it's something that like new players need to be a part of, because a lot of people like they come to get advice and they're unserious. You know what I mean? And like that's saying that is like mean to some people, but like it's true. You know, like some people are just not serious about like improving or playing games and stuff like that, and that's fine. You know, like everybody is into things at, you know, different levels. But I don't know. Like I think there's nothing wrong with like gauging that yourself and being like, hey, like like I'm like you can join us, or nah, we're, you know, I don't really want you to be here. Like I don't think that's like a mean thing to do, but you know, it's a matter of perspective. So you're not going to please everybody, no matter what.
Another thing is I hate fucking setting up discords, and I hate TOing. I don't know how NPC does it. They are a better person than me. I say this to them anytime I see them at a bracket. You're a way better person than me. I did Melty Bases for like 6 months, and that was like, it was fulfilling, but it was also like a very, very annoying to get people to show up to stop something they signed up for. It's like
it's too much work. It's hurting cats.
We do need a grind cord for this game. Like the fact that I don't know Skeleton's schedule for when they are down for games is like kind of abhorrent when there's like 10-15 people who can play at the same level in Melty Blood in North America, and we don't like know each other's schedules better. I don't know. Maybe
I mean you can.
I really should be the one to do it, but like I'm just lazy. I
feel like you can just like I don't know, just add people or DM people. Like if you DM Skeleton, she'll usually have a response as to whether or not like she can play.
Sometimes it's as simple as just like, hey, like I made, doesn't have to be like a professional Discord or anything, but like I mean, if you want, I could make it, but it could be something as simple as like, hey, I'm making a Discord and inviting like people I have in mind, and that's it. You know what I mean? So like, if you wanna join, you can. If not, whatever. You know, and that's it. It could just be that, and then you know, if you want to add people in the future, or like somebody wants to add somebody.
Yeah, doesn't Alps already have his?
Does he use it? Like I've asked to get in access.
The mountain.
That's a thing? I didn't even know.
I know Alps had a grind cord. I just don't think he.
I swear I've heard it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I swear I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, before I accidentally
like,
make this video like 10 minutes long. You finish that. Finish that.
I was wrap it up. I was just gonna say like, it's another Discord. it's another Discord.
True. Facts. Low-key facts. After woke cord, it's so funny that Ed called it woke cord, and we actually called it that. Ironically, that's so funny.
Like, you can just make it like a group chat or whatever, and just be like, here, like, or I don't know, but Yeah.
Anyway, I have to do my 100 free rolls in grandbluefantasy.com. So it's time to call it a day.
Yeah. I gotta get ready.
All right. It was good talking to you guys.
It was nice
Good
talking to
talking.
you guys. So see ya.